Daz in the morning.
The Tune, the Red and the Cat.
Good morning, it's me Daz on the Cat, the Tune and the Red, and we're really excited this morning because joining us is someone who needs no introduction, but I'm going to give him one anyway. It's the maraca player extraordinaire, Bez. Bez is probably best known as the maraca player, dancer, the rock band Happy Mondays, having been invited to join by lead singer Sean Ryder shortly after the band was formed. And, you know, you'll remember Bez from his unique style of dancing and his use of those maracas. After Happy Mondays broke up, Bez became a member of Ryder's next group, Black Grape. A couple of reformations of the Mondays and a book about his music experiences came out in 1998. And then Bez reinvented himself as a much-loved TV personality, winning Celebrity Big Brother, appearing on Pimp My Ride UK, Don't Call Me Stupid, Celebrity Mastermind, Celebrity Master Chef, Celebrity Bargain Hunt, Dancing on Ice, Gogglebox, and even many more. This week, Bez is in Middlesbrough on the 27th of September and in Newcastle on the 16th of November with his tour, In Conversation with Bez, The 9 Lives of a Happy Monday. Welcome to the show, Bez.
Yes, I'll do the Daz Bez Show.
The Daz Bez Show. I love it. It's great to have you back up here in the Northeast, Bez. What can people expect to see when they come along and see your show?
I like to think I can sell a yarn or two. So I can, I've been talking about the Happy Mondays and some of our exploits, what we've got up to. And I hope I can make people laugh as well. I hope it's going to be a bit funny as well. Some of the stories, sort of, not really funny, but are funny, if you know what I mean. And just hopefully everyone will have a good night. It's been well received everywhere I've been up to now. So I actually enjoy doing it as well. It's really something different to do. And the nice thing about it is I don't have to get right off my bonds and dance about the stage.
Well, I was going to ask, will there be any dancing or maracas involved?
Well, I might get up every now and again just to show what I used to do.
Now, as I mentioned, and you said you're going to talk about the Happy Mondays days, how did that all come about, that dancing and maracas thing?
Well, you know what? That's one of the stories what I'm saving for the night because it's a really funny story. If I give it out now, you know what I mean, everyone will know it. It's a really funny story, and as it goes, I've got better at telling that story because I've extended it because doing these shows, it's kind of jogged my memory, and I've remembered more things what I've forgotten as well. I can do an extended remix on the thing as well.
In your book, you talked about one time when you fell off the stage and cut your head, and the doctor told you to put your feet up, and you said, "No, I'm not having any of that," or words to that effect. And you put something in the cut, and you ran out back with your shakers. Those days must have been wild, Bez.
Well, some of them stories are like urban myths as well because I actually can't remember them, but if it did happen, but I like to say I've got a selective memory. I only remember the things I want to.
You did appear on Celebrity Big Brother in 2005 and you won it. Tell us.
I know, can you believe it?
Tell us about that experience. What was that like?
Yeah, well, it was another really mad experience, you know what I mean? And I've got plenty of stories to tell on that. And again, it's something I'm going to save for the night. But I can tell you quickly why I think I did win it. Because Jackie Stallone came in.
Yeah.
And, and I've stopped her from getting bullied. It's like I'm thinking to myself, that's Rocky's man there, you know what I mean? You can't talk to Rocky's man like that, you know what I mean? And I think that endeared me to, the Blue Rinse Brigade. Because afterwards I was getting, people used to come up to me and goes, Bez, hand me my phone, speak to me nana, she loves you.
So you think that's what won it for you?
I think so, yeah, because I didn't allow bullying. No, I don't like bullying, especially old ladies who don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
Because she did. I don't think she had a clue what she'd let herself in for.
No, I don't think so either. I think for me, one of the things, Bez, we really got to know you in that, and you were just you. It was just Bez. You weren't putting on an act, as a lot of people do when they go in these things. We got to know the real you in that, and I think that was really refreshing.
Well, the great thing about it, because I was actually in ignorant bliss on there, because I'd never actually watched the show. Right. So when I walked in there, I had absolutely no idea of how and what it is I'd let myself in for. So I was actually just winging it as I was going along.
Now, a couple of years later, 2015, you stood as a candidate for Salford and Eccles constituency in the general election. Now, Bez, everyone hates MPs. Why did you do that?
Well, at the time, it's a big story. I got asked to get involved with the fracking thing because it was going to frack Manchester at Barton Hill. So I decided to set up a political party from that because I felt it was important to raise awareness about the fate of our country if we allow this terrible things to go ahead.
Yeah.
And the great thing about it, politically I did rubbish because my main policy was everything was for free, so free food, free energy, free everything. I did rubbish politically because no one got me politics, was that. But the great thing about it is, like myself, when I first heard about the fracking, I hadn't heard anything about it, and at the end of it, we managed, to prevent it from happening. We saved the country from fracking, and also we raised awareness because people before I got involved didn't know anything about it. So it weren't just me; it was a collective of a lot of people working together to try and stop it. And I thought it's probably one of the most important things I've ever done in my life. Getting involved in that issue.
And something you're extremely proud of, obviously.
Yeah. Well, because at the moment I live my life. I live out in the countryside. I like to grow some of my own food. Like this afternoon, I'm out walking the hounds at the moment. But when I get back, I've got like about 25 apple trees in my garden. I've got pear trees. So when I get back, I'm doing one of my... well, it's not one of my favourite jobs, but one of my favourite products at the end. I'm going back making cider, chopping all the apples up, mashing them up, juicing them, getting in the demi jars, and I'm hoping to get... And cider, I keep trying not to drink cider, but I don't know how I'm ever going to do it. But I'm surrounded by apples. But we're going to do some apple juice, some apple cider vinegar, and make some cider today. That's my plan.
Sounds fantastic, Bez.
So if the country had been ruined with the fracking stuff, you know what I mean, that sort of lifestyle would have been over.
We're going to take a break. It is the Daz and Bez Show. We will be back with more chat with Bez right after this. The Happy Monday is there, and we're joined by Bez this morning. Thank you so much for being with us, Bez, who's out and about walking his dogs. We can hear the birds singing in the background, Bez. Now, you've been involved in so many TV programmes that we don't have time to mention them all, but I thought I'd go through a few of them and ask for some of your memories of working on them, if that's all right. Can we start off with Celebrity Mastermind? How did you get on there? Wasn't your specialist subject bees?
Yeah, it was bees. And you know what? The most amazing thing about that show is it's really scary. That music. They play that music and you walk, you see that famous chair, and it's absolutely nerve-wracking, you know what I mean, experience. But for me, my greatest moment is I didn't finish last. And what I proved is that ballers are thicker than pop stars. And then Darren Ben, God bless his soul, you know what I mean? He did his best. But what he did, he put a subject was like, so varied. It was impossible to memorise.
Right.
Thing. Yeah. So he chose James Bond.
Right.
And you can imagine James, the questions, like, nobody could answer him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's like, how many James Bond films are there, you know what I mean? Different producers had to, like, plot. There's endless, you know what I mean? And he didn't get one question right, you know what I mean? I was trying not to laugh, and I was like, fancy these on the show with me.
Brilliant. It was fabulous to see you on that. Next show I wanted to talk about Celebrity MasterChef. Now, you got to the final of that. What was that like?
Well, you know what I actually discovered on that show was that I was absolutely no master chef. And at home, I'm not really allowed in the kitchen because I'm quite messy, you know what I mean?
Right.
But the thing with the master chefing, it tidied up my acts a bit. And I did learn to cook. And for me, I can't see what the fuss is all about, the cooking and that. It's really easy. You just follow the instructions. And the best thing about working on MasterChef is somebody else does all the cleaning.
Yes. Yeah, I bet that's a good thing. Now, what I remember from your appearance on Celebrity MasterChef was that fish and chips and pickled egg sandwich. What I want to know, Bez, do you still eat that?
Well, you know what, can I tell you? You know yourself, like us Northerners, what we do is we throw everything on a piece of bread, don't we? We make sandwiches out of anything, you know what I mean? And we love a good butter. And when that was one of the challenge, I thought, I can't believe it, you know what I mean? One of my favourite things ever, a good old-fashioned sandwich, you know what I mean? You can't go wrong with it, can you? And I don't know about yourself, but I have bread with every meal that I have, and they always make butties. Like out with Sunday dinner, out with everything, you know what I mean? At school we used to have, put pie butties. We make a butty out of anything what's on the plate, you know what I mean? So to me, it wasn't even a challenge.
One of the other TV shows, Hollyoaks, you had an appearance in Hollyoaks. How did that go?
Oh, that was funny. I forgot about that one. Yeah. Well, you know what? I've done the Hollyoaks. It was good fun actually doing it. You know what I mean? And the cast were really nice, and they made me really welcome on the set. I think I got COVID after the end of that one because half the bloody thing he had COVID at the time. So I came down, but you know what? I forgave him. You know what I mean? I got over it quickly. I've had COVID about 4 times now. You know what I mean? Which is like pretty mad. But the good thing about getting it that many times is I've not had it since. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you become immune to it, don't you? Yeah.
I hope so. Anyway, fingers crossed.
Yeah. I'm here with Bez from the Happy Mondays, and we're just it's the Bez and Daz show. And we'll play another record, and we'll come back and we'll chat a little bit more about his dancing on ice experience right after this. Black grape there on the Cat, the Tune and the Red, and it is the Bez and Daz show. Bez is with us this morning. Bez, we've been talking about your TV shows that you've been involved in. One of the big high profile ones was Dancing on Ice. You mentioned you got COVID during that period. Everyone will remember the headgear that you wore, particularly the melons. What was that like, Dancing on Ice?
You know what, it was a great experience, but unfortunately I'd done this charity boxing match just before it. And this is why I had the helmet on. And I fought Clayton Blackmore for Man United. Yeah. And I had double visions when I first started that show. Right. So when I was out there, I didn't know whether it was on the top ring or the bottom ring. and obviously it affects me balance. So they ended up making me wear an helmet because I couldn't stop falling over. But the funny thing, the greatest thing about that whole thing is this year, took all the kids, because I take all my kids and my grandkids to the ice rink, at Christmas time, Manchester ice rink. Yeah. And I was the one where everybody hates, in the middle. I was like going backwards, doing little pirouettes, and you could see everyone thinking, look at that one over, like, no. And somebody else actually said to me, Bez, you was really graceful. I don't like that, you know what I mean? So the good thing about that is now I can go to an ice rink and I can do a little bit on there, you know what I mean?
Show off to the kids.
But I was, what I found out was I was absolutely rubbish. and you know what I couldn't believe as well? When I first got on that ice, how slippy it was, you know what I mean? Like, wow, this is slippy, you know what I mean?
And again, I think one of the things that really made you stand out on that show was, again, it was just you. It was just you coming through. You were giving it everything. You were trying your best every week. And you didn't care if you fell over or, you got back up and you kept going. And I think, the British public really loved that, Bez. Just a couple more programmes I wanted to just chat about with you, Bez. The Celebrity Bargain Hunt special. There was a lot of newspaper reports about this and about cheating going on. What happened on Celebrity Bargain Hunt? Can you tell us?
Can you imagine, to my shame, I'm forever known as the Bargain Hunt cheat. And you know what? After it all, after the producer of the show, she was like proper, like, really kicking off at me, saying, "You've ruined the show, we'll have to follow it all again." And she wasn't happy, put it that way. But you know what? It's probably the best thing what's ever happened to that show. It livened it up a little bit. And they've never, ever had so much publicity in their lives, you know what I mean? I was on the evening news, I was on the breakfast news, I was in all the papers, bang! charging up cheap big headlines and all that. And it was funny, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. I can't believe that is one of the things I'm known for these days, you know what I mean.
And just the last TV programme that I wanted to talk about, one of my favourites, and I know you've got a new generation of viewers through Gogglebox. What's it like working on that?
Well, you know what, that is a great show as well, because what I loved about it, because we started doing it in lockdown, and the funny thing was, is me and Sean, we've been mates for forever, you know what I mean? And there's like chance to make us sit like 2 meters apart. It was like, bloody hell, we've shared worse things in our lives than bloody COVID, you know what I mean? I said, we're not bothered, you know what I mean? Like, bloody hell. Some of the bugs we've passed amongst ourselves. But yeah, it was a great show. I really enjoyed doing it. I know what I'd love to see is the actual outtake of the stuff that they can't use. Because we actually get really carried away sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, really, like, daft. Yeah, it's an enjoyable show to do, and we really enjoy it. And the players, and they give you a bottle of Jameson's, a load of Guinnesses, loads of sweets, crisps and things. And what can't you like about that TV show?
And I think what comes across really clearly in it is your relationship with Sean. He is like a brother to you. It's amazing after everything that you've been through throughout your careers that you're still such good pals.
Yeah. Well, we say we're in a sexless marriage.
And obviously, you've been working with Sean again with the Mantra of the Cosmos. Can you tell us a little bit about that super group that you've got with Andy Bell and Ringo Starr's son? And you played at Glastonbury this year. Yeah,
you know what? It's really good to do something different. It's nice that I was asked to join as well, the band, you know what I mean? I was like, wow. You know, what an honour to get asked. And I actually get a maraca solos in it as well. But I think the music is really good. The music's really different from anything we've done before with the Mondays and the Black Grey. We really enjoy it. And we've got a new tune, what we've just done with Noel Gallagher. What sounds right. No, Sean and Noel have done a couple of tunes together. And it sounds, they work so well together, and I can't wait for people to hear it, you know what I mean? I think it's going to smash it myself, but I'm always biased, as you well know.
Oh, we look forward to hearing that, Bez.
Yeah. But it's a great band, and hopefully we're going to get some more gigs done and get it out there. And I really like you should give it a listen, and I hope people might enjoy it.
Yep, it's called Mantra of the Cosmos, and their single, well, I think there's a couple of singles out, isn't there? Gorilla was your first single, and you can get that on the all streaming services. Just before you go, Bez, a couple of more things. I've got to ask you this, because I was reading up this about you. Did you once turn down Julia Roberts?
I did, you know what I mean? And you know what, it's funny, because it sounds like heroic, but it isn't. And I've got the full story for on the night. All right. But you know what it's like? It's like that, one of them fishing stories. It was this big and it got away, you know what I mean? Right. It's one of them stories, you know what I mean? But yeah, I did.
You did turn down Julia Roberts.
Yeah, and you know what? I sometimes lie there and think, wow, how different could it have been? You know what I mean?
Now, you've got 3 boys, Arlo, Jack and Leo, and obviously grandchildren as well. I've got 2 boys. I've got twins. Do you have any advice out there for parents for dealing with boys growing up, Bez?
No, the most important thing for me is that they know that they're loved and they're supported. And, all the materials that really matter, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, love is the most important thing. And they've got that security and that knowledge that, your family's there for you. Yeah. What more can anyone ask for? And that's my advice, really, you know what I mean? I need to enjoy it, because my 2 older boys are grown up now, you know what I mean? And it just goes by like a flash. And, you got to enjoy it whilst it's happening, because, like, it's not for long. And next minute, the young men, you know what I mean? No,
brilliant advice. And earlier this month, you celebrated your first wedding anniversary. Has married life changed you, Bez?
Well, it's made an honest man of me. Nothing else.
Brilliant. And what's next for Bez?
I never know. I just follow my nose and just like no. And I wake up every day and I open the curtains and say to my wife, how lucky we are. You know what I mean? And I just hope that somehow I can keep bundling through like I do in my particular style. And keep smelling the roses.
Well, we love your particular style, Bez. It's great to see you on the TV. It's great to see you're out there as well performing with the new band. And you can catch Bez this week in Middlesbrough on the 27th of September, and he's back up in the northeast in Newcastle on the 16th of November with his tour In Conversation with Bez, the 9 Lives of a Happy Monday. We wish you all the best with it, Bez. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
All right, Daz, thank you very much, mate. Take care. Really appreciate it.
Take it easy. All the very best, mate.
Daz in the morning.
The Tune, the Red and the Cat.